Hi folks, this is R. David with Wired For You. Going to teach you how to make the name Sophia today. It's one of the more popular names according to this Social Security Bureau. So first we're going to measure out a piece of wire. It's going to be about the length of your forearm. Take a hold of it. This is how I've done it. It's just a simple rule of thumb. Hold the wire in one hand, extend it out so that it touches your elbow, and that should be enough wire for most common names. Okay. Sophia starts off with a capital letter S, so let's do this. Here we go. Take a hold of it with your round nose pliers, and make sure you leave enough for your bail clasp. Come around, make the upper portion of the S. Grab a hold of the bottom portion of the S, or the midpoint I should say, and bring your wire back around. Make a beautiful capital letter S. Alright. Going to change positions of the wire. Going to bring it around here. And we're going to do the name Sophia, so we're going to pull this back up a little bit for the O. Reach right in here and grab that. Here we go. Now I'm going to switch to the chain nose pliers. Here they are. S-O. Little bitty lowercase o. Now we're going to do Sophia, so this is going to be a P coming up. It starts off a little different than most letters. We go down with it first. So we have started our P. We're going to bring this wire up and behind, like so. Now we're going to loop it around so to make the upper portion of the P. Now you want to try and get your shape very similar to the O. Alright. Reach in here, pull it from behind. That way, I personally think the upper half of the P is the more dominant portion of the letters. The circular part, so I put it in front. Okay. There we are so far. Made a kind of an extended P there, no worries. Going back up, and this time we're going to take the wire behind. Try and take the height as high as your capital letter S on the H. Come down and behind with it. Again, I think the lower portion of the H, the hump, let's call it, should be the more dominant portion of the letters. So we'll flip this over and make our capital letter H. See how I kind of work it in there till I get the height that I want and the width that I want. So we've got S-O-P-H. There we go. There's the P's a little bit big for me. I'm going to tuck it in, make it a little shorter, and take the H up. See how you kind of adjusted those? I think the area with the H is still a little bit big. So there we are. And I'm going to go right on to the next I and the A. Here we go, up to the I. One little tiny bit here. Grab it from behind the top and fold it back down. There's our I. Okay, give it a little cramp straightener up. Make sure it's a pretty I. Now we're off to the A, and you want it to end about the same size as the other letters. Take your time and circle that A in just right there. Okay, here we go. Adjusting its shape and size slowly as we go about. And we're going to take this A back up. And one time around. Again, we've just about got the A done and pull it up here. Alright. Now let's go back over to the other side and pull that up too. So there's Sophia so far. S-O-P-H-I-A. Now, you want to hang it from a chain, so take the time to put a little bail clasp on the top, pull it off, make a little swirl, then make the upper loop where the chain would go through it. Alright, here's how it's done. Grab this from behind, pull it around, and swirl it around there so that it always comes off in the front. There it is. And grab a little set of nippers, reach in there and nip that off. There we go. Work it a little bit, kind of a weak cut. There, I got it. Flat nose pliers comes in handy right here. Make sure it's straight, make sure it looks good. All right. Hang properly. Do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Reach in here, kind of gauge where your other side is by sight, and then give it a little swirl off. Reach inside here with the smaller portion of your pliers, gives it a nicer spin off. Lean it forward and again do a bail clasp at the top. Pushing it around, behind, and there's your top of your bail clasp. Now, you could pull this back down, put another swirl in here. It does look pretty if you want. Here, I'll give you a little sample of that. You have to hold it upwards. See, it's on a 90-degree angle at the moment. If you take the time to go inside here, swirl it one time, again, go back to the smaller portion of your pliers, give it a little spin off, and nip that portion. Okay, so now you got a little swirl that's just standing out there. Flatten those pliers, flatten it out, and then push it down and kind of find a nice little spot for it in there. That's just one more way of dressing up the top a little bit. Okay? It's really your own personal preferences to how you'd like to do it. But there we go. Now, we want to attach a bar underneath here to make Sophia stronger. I'm going to lay Sophia down. I'm going to grab a piece of sterling silver. This is a little long. This one's just a tad bit long. We're going to do with about 10 inches of wire. We're going to make a single heart fold in the center. Double it over. If you'd like to learn this heart, it's on a separate video. Pull it to the front. Figure out which one is your back wire. There it is. Pull it off to the side. Give it a little loop-de-loop here. Now remember, Sophia's got a P in the center of it. It drops down, so you want to be careful not to block it in any way. You want to keep that appearance so people can read the name. So for I'm working on the right-hand side of the name charm, so it shouldn't really interfere with what we've done so far. So we're going to lay that down there, and I've kind of looked at it. I hold Sophia up, and here's our base wire that we're putting in here. So we're going to have a heart, and we're going to pull it off and bring it around here. Just wanted to make sure I cleared that P. Fold the wire back, flip it over, reach inside here and give it a little pull off. Back to your round nose pliers. You can do this entirely with chain nose, but you just have a better look, more natural flow if you do bring in the round nose pliers. Now, remember this side's done, okay, but we want to kind of work the two pieces together. You can take this wire and slip it through the P, bring it back up, and then you can tie this on this side, okay? Let's go ahead and do that. Got company today. Did you notice the little guy? I saw him and I just could not do without him when I was in a little shop the other day. Now, let's pull it off, and we want to go around the S on the bottom of Sophia. So let's just pull it around, give it a little pull off with your thumb, give it a bias in that direction, bring it around. I have a tendency to bring my wires to the back side of it, so here we go. Spiral it in a little bit, and again, grab your wire nippers and nip off that longer wire. Get in there good and close. Boom. Now, see what happened here with the Sophia? The S got pulled down. All right, natural for it to happen. Put your filigree wire behind the S and just kind of give it a push up there. Force it into position. All right. Wire will go where you want it to go. I don't think that matches well with what Sophia's doing, so we're going to go ahead and pull that off of there. There. Just to me, that looks a little bit more appropriate. So there's Sophia, and she would go on a chain. So let's slip a little piece of chain in there and let you see what that looks like. This is a gold chain. I'm mixing my metals here, but gives you the opportunity to see it on a chain, how it would look. There we go. Sophia. Please, if you enjoyed this little video, hit the subscribe button. I do appreciate your viewing. Bye-bye. Hi folks, thought I'd re-show you the name Sophia. Figured it wasn't very clear in the last video. There you go. Nice crisp shot of it on a chain. And there we go. If you would, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button down in this corner over here. I'd really appreciate it. It's part of my livelihood and something I enjoy doing. And on the upper corner, you'll find that there's letters A through Z. Check it out if you'd like to wire bend. Also, this is a personal note. If you'd like to have your own name made in wire, List it down below. I'll make it for you. Bye.